this video is about roundabouts and approaching them, and we'll just keep the video rolling, and I'll talk about what's happening on the roundabout, what I should be doing, what you should be doing. Hopefully you'll get a few tips and a few little bits of nuggets that's going to help you. So we're going to go left at this little one here. So obviously on a roundabout in the UK, you give way to your right. And it's definitely clear, it's nothing too tricky about that one. We're going to go left at the traffic lights ahead of us, which is a crossroads one. And then we're going to be going right at the roundabout. Now the roundabout we're going to go right on to start with is a spiral roundabout, which are a little bit more trickier. You'll see lots of lanes on it. I think there's about 3 lanes top of my head. And then we're going to go through different ones on the way from across one side of Milton Keynes to the other. I think we're going from west to east. We're going. So we're just going to head towards the next roundabout, and I'm looking at the roundabout sign now, and it's Milton Keynes East we're heading for, which is the 3rd exit. And in the UK, you could be following road signs as part of your driving test, or you could be doing the sat nav. So the sat nav tells you what exit, and the signs tells you where you're going. And what you want to be doing with the sat nav, if you want another video on sat nav, I can put one on for that for next time. But with the if you're using the sat nav, you listen to what it's saying. Don't stare at it. Look at the road, because that's where you're going, isn't it? The sat nav could be wrong. It could be giving you information that might not be entirely true. It might say do a right turn, and it might not be a right turn on there. Anyway, back to this, because I'm just waffling on about sat navs there. So we're heading towards the first roundabout, which is down there, and we're just waiting for the lights to change. Be patient. And why are you waiting? Because we're at the front in gear. You know, if you're about 4 or 5 cars back, you might have it in neutral with the handbrake on. And I'm going to go right, so I'm checking across and coming right across to the right lane in anticipation of the fact that I'm going to be going right. It says on the sign there, 3rd exit. So mirrors to the right, signal to the right, so centre mirror, right mirror, and I'm approaching in 3rd gear, but I'm slowing down for 2nd. So that's one of the things you've got to remember. You don't want to approach it in a high gear, and there's a bit of traffic because it's the time of year in December, and it's like 2:30 in the afternoon nearly. So you've got on this roundabout here junction, and then halfway around you've got some traffic lights. So you've got to keep an eye on the traffic lights at the same time. So I'm taking the 3rd exit, going to the right, checking my left mirror, and a little shoulder check and coming to the middle, because if you look on the lines in the ground, this middle lane and the right lane going right. So I want the middle lane, quite important, because I want to come off in the left at the end. The right lane next to me is going to come off in the right side of the exit, what I want to come off in, because everything shifts across on these ones. So while I'm waiting for the lights to change, I'm just talking about it and being aware of what's next to you and what they're up to. And I'm checking, signaling to come across, to exit in. So as I went from the middle, came across to the left, waiting for the lights. The car next to me who's in the right is coming to the middle. So he's either coming off with me in the right lane, or he's going to follow it round to go round to the next exit in the left. See, he's coming off in the right lane, just like I'm coming off in the left. So that's a little tricky one to start with. If you're not good on spiral roundabouts, I'll put a link of a video at the top for you to check it out. So this one's straightforward. We're going to go ahead, 2nd exit. Nothing too complicated. It's a dual lane on the approach, which means there's at least 2 on the roundabout, 2 lanes. And I'm slowing down, checking my mirrors a 2nd, checking to that right, and sticking to my left lane to go ahead. Now, it's important that when you approach roundabouts, you keep an eye on any lane markings, because it might say left lane goes left. And keeping a gap from ahead of us at the moment, we've got a nice big Tesco truck. Get too close to them, they're going to block the signs. We're going to go ahead again, 2nd exit. And this time I can see there's a middle lane going ahead and the left goes left. Now I see the white lane on my right, making space for the middle lane. As I'm slowing down for 2nd, checking to my right, and then coming across, checking my mirror. It's quite important to check your left side, because you want to know what's next to you, because even though that left lane says left, some people try it on and try and go ahead in the left lane when it's supposed to be left only. So it's being aware of the drivers who are being cheeky, I suppose, or they're not sure the rules of the road. And we're going to go ahead again. So this time again, I'm slowing down, checking my mirrors. And there's only 2 lanes this time, so I'm in the left lane to go ahead. Checking to the right. He's still sat over there, checking my left mirror, signalling to come off. And then looking ahead of me, and you might not see it straight away, but I'm going to get myself in the right lane, and I'm checking my shoulder because I want to go ahead at this roundabout. And there's a sign coming up after the roundabout. You'll see it in the next few seconds. It says left goes left, and this right lane goes ahead or right. So it's slightly different. You can see on the lane marks on the ground now, and I want to go ahead. So I'm going to use the middle lane, and you've got your own little, the left lane's got its own little filter lane there, and it's quite busy on the right, so I'm slowing down for first gear. Sat behind this 4x4 who's slightly on the left of his lane, he's not in the middle. It's important that when you do stop at these roundabouts, that you are in the middle of your lane. You're not kind of wandering, coming across to the left. It's accelerated pretty quickly then, because it's quite busy. I don't want to pull out like a snail, otherwise they're going to catch up with me on the right. And then before I know it, they're going to be bipping the horn saying, get out of the way, you should be getting out, you should be gone by now. And I'm going to go ahead again. Now, if we look ahead of us, there's 2 lanes at the moment, but it's going to go into the middle lane there. So the right lane is narrowing, so I'm slowing down. The car's going to go past me, checking through right. And I'm turning with a bend, coming across to my left lane. I'm doing about 20 miles an hour at that point. Accelerating. I even popped up to 3rd gear at that point as well. And down to 4th gear now, building my speed up. Keeping me safe gap from the car in front of me. Now it's not wet, so I'm keeping a 2-second gap, but the light's starting to go, so I'm going to put my side lights on, which is the 2 red lights at the back and the 2 dim lights at the front on the corners. And I'm going to go ahead again, so I'm slowing down for the traffic, checking, coming across to my left lane, and being aware that on my right there's a car on my right of me, so it's important. He's going the same way as me. You might see him go past me in a few seconds. You might see him in the side of the recording now, going past. Here he goes. Because if you're not aware of the car next to you on either side, you might bump into him, or it might startle you. And we're going to go right at the roundabout this time, 3rd exit. So I'm checking what's going on, letting that car get past me. That's why it's important to check before you move out, because otherwise you're going to bump into a car, or he's going to slam his brakes on. And I'm bringing my speed down again from 4th down to 2nd, slowing down, safe speed, sticking to my lane. And you can see ahead of us then, example, that car on the roundabout in front of me turning right, he wasn't in his lane very well. He was encroaching in the middle lane then. So you've got to make sure that if you're going to give way, or when you're slowing down, you're in your lane, so it's safe. You know, otherwise you're going to scrape the car next to you, or scratch it, or hit a lamppost. So we're going to follow the road ahead at this roundabout, and we're checking. There's a bit of traffic, so I'm slowing down. There's only 2 lanes, no lane markings. Checking to the right. Checking my left mirror sensor, signal to come off. Cancel your signal, checking and cancel. And we're going to go ahead again. This next one, so it's very similar. So there's some easy roundabouts and some hard roundabouts. So I'm checking, slowing down, going from 4th gear to 2nd, getting down to about 20 mile an hour. Off the brake, clutch comes up obviously at a point. Checking my mirrors, signalling. I'm going to go left at the roundabout, so I'm checking the centre left, signalling left, slowing down for the traffic that I can't really see much of, so I'm being a bit careful. Now it's definitely clear, so I'm going to make a move. Like I said, definitely early then, onto a dual carriageway. National speed limit, so it's 70 miles an hour. So you'd be expected to get a reasonable speed on here, so you're talking about 60 miles an hour, you really want. So you're talking a 5th gear. So I'm just getting towards 60 now, checking what's happening. I mean, if you want to do a little bit over 60 and you feel confident, then that's great. And I'm going to be going right at the roundabout. So there's a left lane appearing for a bus lane, and there's like a road sweeper in it. So I'm checking to get into the right lane. I'm going to my third exit. Lights are on green, activated by the bus lane. They are. And I've got lights on the roundabout, which work part-time. Now, when it's part-time, it usually means rush hour. I'm giving way to my right. So they're not on at the moment. They're probably going to come on in about an hour and a half. And I'm waiting. Now, I'm not using my handbrake. I'm just holding at the biting point with the gas on in first gear. Save a bit of time. So if you think you can do that safely, then great. Checking what's next to me. Don't want to come across too early. Checking my mirrors and signalling. Just seeing what that car was up to then, because he was right in my blind spot. I could just about see him inside my mirror. So you've got to keep an eye on some drivers. And same again, it's a national speed limit, building that speed up, national speed limit. But ahead of me there's quite a bit of traffic. So you've got to take that into account. You can only go fast at a safe speed if it's safe to do so. So I'm back in 5th gear, approaching the next roundabout. Doing about 62 miles an hour. There's a car on the left, he might pull out. See, pull out and still one then, so I'm off the gas a bit. Now I don't want to overtake him because I want to go left at the roundabout. So I'm off the gas, slowing down. But if he was maybe going ahead, it might be tempted to overtake him. So I went down to about 45. So you can anticipate sometimes people pulling out. I'm going to go left, mirrors to the left, centre mirror, left mirror, signalling, slowing down, checking what's going on. Going to be 3 lanes there. I want the left lane to go left, slowing down for 2nd gear, 20 miles an hour, checking to my right. There's a bit of traffic coming through, so I'm not going to chance it. I'm slowing down gradually, and then I'm going then. Okay, so, and then we're off the main roads onto some side roads then. And the side road roundabouts can be trickier, and that's what you got to remember, is that it doesn't matter what roundabout it is. It's how you do it safely as you approach it. So we're going to go ahead. So I'm checking what's going on, slowing myself down. Straightforward. Left lane goes ahead, right lane goes right. And I'm checking, letting the red car go, tucking in behind him on the left lane, not drifting. It's quite important. Checking, signalling to come off, and carrying on. And I'm just gonna do a left turn and then pull over somewhere safe. So I'm checking my mirrors, slowing down from 3rd to 2nd. It's a bit of a tight corner, so I'm bringing my speed under control, looking round the bend, and just being a bit safe, because I'm in a slow area now. I don't want to go crazy with the speeds. I'm just going to tuck in behind this car. And then I don't want to block someone's driveway. So I'm just going to pop it in reverse. I'm going to have a quick check. Look what's happening in my mirrors and blind spots. Just reverse back into a safe spot so that I'm not annoying the neighbours, kind of thing. So that's the quick drive from one place to the other on roundabouts. I hope it's given you a few ideas about the approach, what sort of things you should be doing with the mirrors. If it does, fantastic, give it the thumbs up, and by all means share the video. Take care and safe driving.